The WSI model of the Tadano ATF 70G mobile crane first appeared in 2013. Since then it's appeared in a number of limited editions, and this is the latest version. It's in the colours of the Spanish company Aguilar. The box is factory sealed, and when we cut the tape we can lift the top off, and then we can see the distinctive yellow and green colours of Aguilar. Included with the model is a nice instruction manual, and it's got lots of pictures and words to describe what you need to know. We don't need to do much to get the crane ready for the road. First up we'll add the counterweight, and that gets carried in the middle of the crane for transport. And then we add on the fly jib, and that pins into position with a steel pin. For this review we'll concentrate on the detail, and the chassis is really good. There's a ladder at the front, and the transmission components are nicely modelled, and there are nice tyres on the wheels. The carrier cab is very nicely detailed, and the quality of the graphics is excellent, including the fleet number on the front, and the smaller graphics are all very sharp. If we get up close and look inside the cab we can see a detailed instrument cluster. Whilst we're still at the front we can take a look at the hook, and it's nicely made. And there's a hoist cutout chain which we will see later. Moving behind the cab and there's some more excellent graphics. And there are different wheel types for the driven and undriven axles. The tiny grab rails also add realism. Looking inside the crane cab, and it is also very nicely detailed. Moving behind the cab, and the high detail really produces a realistic look. And that includes textured surfaces and finely etched grills. At the back of the crane there are some more graphics. And the back of the carrier has an intricately modelled toolbox. The area around the winch is very nice too, with hydraulic hoses, and there's a chromed exhaust arrangement with nice grills. Looking inside the body of the crane it's also good to see there are more hydraulic hoses. The main boom ram has a metal jacket, so the colour match is excellent, and the outrigger beams and pads are also highly detailed. There are spreader plates also included with the model, and these are made of plastic. The high decoration of the model continues with the Aguilar name on every boom section. And if you're wondering what the purpose of the chain is at the top of the boom, well, it's a safety feature, so if the hook hits the bottom of the block, then that triggers a latch at the top which stops the hoist drum from continually winding in. Also included with the model is a nicely formed lattice jib, and a small plastic hydraulic ram has a decent colour match. We will have a quick look around the features, and if you want to see more, see previous reviews of this model. But as usual we'll start underneath, and there's steering on every axle, and some of it is of the notched variety. A feature that's implemented well is the sprung suspension on every axle, and it's a good way of exercising your thumb. But let's get back into the real world and try driving the crane along. And as you can see it rolls pretty well in a straight line. And if you want to bounce it up and down, you certainly can. There's a good range of steering movement on most of the axles, so it poses well, and it will also turn in a very sharp curve. To set the crane up, all the usual rules apply, and we start by pulling out the outriggers and then unscrewing and lowering the pads. And as we've seen previously, included with the model are spreader plates. It is possible to jack the crane up to a decent height so it stands wheels free. As we are now strong and stable, we can use our fingers to lift our boom. And once we've got it set in position there's a bit of screwing involved, and we use a special key in a tiny grub screw to secure the boom. To get it in fully operational mode we need to fix the counterweight, and the real crane would spin round and attach it itself. But here on Cranes etc. we use the trusty hand cranes to fit it on. Once we've done that, the crane is basically set up, ready for work. But let's give it a quick test first, and included with the model is a weight that you can put on the hook to tension up the ropes. And then we can use the key in the winch drum to operate the crane. It all works smoothly enough, and there's enough friction in the system to hold a reasonable load. To extend the boom, you just pull out the telescopic sections in the normal way, and you can add the fly jib if you want some extra reach. And you can see more of that in the previous reviews of this model. A particularly nice aspect of this model is the opening covers that let you see inside. And here we can see some intricate detailing. And if we go to the side of the crane, there's another opening panel. This Tadano model is still one of the best crane models that you can get, and this particular limited edition looks great in the colours of Aguilar. Overall, it's a great combination of high detail and nicely engineered features. So if you're looking for an attractive crane model, this one is excellent.